he was going to maybe do a bit more than that.
Yeah.
So I just said, if you do anything you shouldn't do, I will react to that. I will, whatever I said, I will put you on the floor. Not punch, not assault, just move you out the way of me.
So are you saying that you were in...
He looked the security guard dead in the eye and gave him one final warning. A warning that changes absolutely everything you're about to watch. What started as a simple drone dispute nearly turned physical in seconds, and the tension caught on camera here is exactly why this entire audit spirals out of control. Officers get called, accusations fly from both sides, and nobody backs down for a single second. Stick around till the very end because this one gets more intense than you'd expect, and the ending is not what you think it is.
Sorry to intervene. I just can't overhearing it. Like, I did say that.
Yeah, this is the concern.
In response to what he said.
Yeah. Yeah, see
these scratches?
Yeah.
A couple of days ago I made a video somewhere in Birmingham. Car dealer. Got very violent. It's in the media, it's a big thing, right? I got jumped and stuff, right? So naturally now, when a security guard puts his hands on me and then says to me, what was it? I will remove you with force.
Okay,
and he adds to that, and the rest. When I heard and the rest, I said, if you do anything you shouldn't do, I will react. That's it.
Right.
It's we can ignore download the body cam, but it's basically...
I was never going
to... Essentially, so my sergeant has just sent me this with the drone thing. So it's saying that if you're 150 metres minimum away from the no-fly zone, you can fly small drones and model aircraft that are lighter than 250 grams at residential, recreational, commercial and industrial sites, as long as you're flying safely.
Second half's correct. Yeah, so you can fly under 250 gram.
But
it's under 250.
Yeah.
249 gram it is, small one.
Yeah.
You saw it right, it's quite small.
Yeah, you said earlier.
You can fly that essentially apart from no-fly zones.
Yeah.
You can fly it this high from people. It's a bit reckless if you did.
Yeah, a bit silly.
But it's legal.
Yeah.
I was nice and high out the way. Yeah, I wasn't like above, right above your head.
It's saying 150 like on the floor away
That's
from...
if it's over 250 gram, that is though.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we're just trying to read that. But essentially what we're trying to establish is...
Alright guys, this audit goes south real quick as the auditor pulls out receipts on his own history to justify everything that just happened moments earlier in this encounter. He shows the officer fresh scratches from a violent run-in at a car dealership in Birmingham, making it painfully clear this isn't the first time he's been physically confronted while out filming, and explaining exactly why he reacts the way he does the second any security guard puts hands on him. The officer listens carefully, visibly weighing whether that past incident genuinely explains the tension unfolding here today between two men who clearly see this situation very differently. Then the conversation shifts straight into drone law, and it gets laid out in black and white right there on the spot for everyone to hear. Under 250 grams, flown safely, well away from any no-fly zone, completely legal from start to finish with no gray area left. Even the officer's own words end up backing the auditor's case almost entirely, leaving very little room left for the security guard's original objection to hold up under scrutiny.
Whether the...
I could hear you saying, but common assault possibly.
Possibly. It's where you've said that you're going to put him on the ground.
You know why I said it, right?
Listen, I told you multiple times, basically, to leave. I said,
you did.
I said, basically, I'm asking you to leave multiple times. Said that he carried on physically, so I had to physically stop him.
You're allowed to do that.
I put my hand.
Yeah, you're allowed to.
I used reasonable force. So I put my hand. I didn't.
Yeah, you're allowed to do that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Security can do that. So.
That's right. And I said, Later,
you put your hand on my arm. Yeah.
You're trespassing. We use reasonable force to remove you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Which I didn't put my hand.
I didn't resist it, did I? I just said, take your hand off me.
Put you in a chokehold. I just
no.
put your hand, but you carried on.
Yeah. I did stop though when you said that. I didn't keep. But it was the words. It was just after that that I said, take your hand off me, and you took your hand off, and the other guy was there watching, and he was calm. So I was saying, I don't want to talk to you. I talked to the calm guy because I didn't want to get angry when the other guy was very like I was getting annoyed, you were getting annoyed, and I thought if I talk to the guy who's calmer, I'll end up walking out quicker, which I did. I left straight away.
And then you were filming. You had your camera right up against the window. You were filming in the booth. You were filming. You had your camera right at the booth, and they asked you to come out and.
I just focus on.
Stop doing that.
When you said we will remove you with force.
Yeah.
He's allowed to say that because he can remove me with force if I'm trespassing, right?
Yeah.
If I don't leave.
Just say reasonable force.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
But when he said, and the rest.
Now things get seriously tense as the officer floats the words common assault. and the whole tone in the room shifts instantly from casual conversation to something far more serious and legally loaded. The security guard insists he only ever used reasonable force to remove the auditor from private property. Nothing more and nothing excessive by his own account of events. But the auditor pushes back hard, claiming a chokehold was attempted on him, and that he had to physically demand the guard take his hands off him before things could escalate even further than they already had. Both men are giving completely different versions of the exact same 5 minutes, contradicting each other almost line by line without backing down an inch, and the officer is left stuck in the middle trying to referee 2 stories that flatly don't match up, all while quietly deciding what, if anything, actually counts as a chargeable offense in this entire situation.
And something else?
Yeah.
Especially what's happened to me lately?
Yeah.
I took that as possibly he was going to maybe do a bit more than that.
Yeah.
So I just said, if you do anything you shouldn't do, I will react to that. I will, whatever I said, I will put you on the floor. Not punch, not assault, just move you out the way of me.
So are you saying that you were in immediate fear of violence as well?
He's a security guard.
Yeah.
There was a witness there.
Yeah.
I wasn't in fear he was going to assault me.
Right, okay.
But I thought if he oversteps the mark as a security guard in terms of maybe both of them are going to get me like proper hands-on so I can't move, I'd react to that.
Right.
Naturally, I'd say get off me.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm happy to shake your hand and leave it there.
I couldn't. I would
it's odd because you're both saying it against each other.
I kindly respect.
You're agreeing with each other what you're saying.
Right, exactly.
You're both
it was
agreeing.
heated and it shouldn't have been heated, right?
Right. This is private. Okay, so this is private property. I'm a licensed security guard. SOI license. I've shown him my badge. I have a right to refuse entry. It is private property. We don't have every house does not have to have a sign saying this is private property, keep out.
It helps.
Well, come on.
If the gates were closed, it helps, right?
Right. And also, like I say, I don't know what you won't tell me your YouTube site. You tried to.
I gave you a first name.
I didn't give a stuff. I actually don't give a stuff about your YouTube and TikTok or whatever you got. I really don't give a damn.
Fair enough.
Right. But you.
The officer asks the auditor point blank if he genuinely feared violence in that moment, and the answer he gets back isn't as simple as a clean yes or no response. There's real hesitation in his voice, there's clear nuance, and it quietly opens up a much deeper question about what actually justifies fear when the entire interaction is being caught on camera for everyone to see. An awkward handshake gets offered by the officer to smooth things over and bring the dispute to a close right there on the spot. But it clearly doesn't land the way he was hoping it might. The conversation immediately pivots into a private property standoff once again, with the security guard doubling down firmly that no signage is legally required anywhere on site, and that the gates alone should have been more than enough warning to keep people out in the first place.
Trying to intimidate you, trying to wind me up. You're trying to wind me up, and you're trying to say, "Oh, you're going to get in trouble. You look like an idiot. You're bad."
I didn't say that, mate.
Beard, whatever. Yes, you did. It's all on.
I thought you overstepped the mark, so I thought you were making yourself look a bit silly. That was all.
So you wind us up. So I suggest if you don't want to wind up like you did at the car dealer in Birmingham, get scratches. I suggest why don't you just go and take up stamp collecting or something.
Can you understand?
Or something.
Without trying to downgrade what I do.
Stop winding people up, needling people, and maybe you won't get.
The way you're talking now is quite insultive, and that's the way you were from the get-go, which is why I responded a little bit hostile and a little bit like, I'm going to do what I like.
I was polite with you. I actually offered you a card.
You were sarcastic and you had little digs.
I offer you a card saying like, he give you a virtual tourist and interest that want to come in.
Yeah, I just wanted to do a quick video inside. That's all it was.
You've wanted to come inside to do a little video for your media or whatever, your job. You've said no because it's private property, and then both of you have kind of said, well, if you don't leave, this has happened, you don't leave, this will happen. You've kind of both had a bit of a disagreement about the fact that you have to leave, and you wanted them to leave and you wanted to come in.
My main point was the fact pedestrian gates were at the time open.
Yeah, I understand.
Not one sign. My point was, I was trying to prove to him that I can walk in if I want to.
Yeah.
Anybody can.
Yeah.
When he stopped me down there and he put a hand on me, I haven't gone any further.
Yeah.
But I felt like the way he was being in his attitude, maybe you didn't mean to, but at the time, I felt like it was a little bit
heated.
I felt it was a little bit unprofessional.
Yeah.
So naturally back, I do this a lot.
This is the moment everything finally boils over completely between both men involved in this heated dispute. The security guard snaps without warning, telling the auditor straight to his face that he doesn't give a stuff about his YouTube or his TikTok, accusing him outright of trying to intimidate people and deliberately win them up purely for content and views. The auditor doesn't back down for a single second, firing right back just as hard and refusing to let the accusation slide past him unchallenged. Suddenly, both men are openly accusing each other of provocation, needling, and outright disrespect, right in front of the officer, who's now standing there watching two grown men nearly lose their composure entirely over what started out as a simple misunderstanding about a set of open gates.
I deal with security, good, bad, amazing, all the time.
Yeah.
I thought, well, I'll just be a little bit stubborn back because his approach for me wasn't working.
Yeah.
His colleague, yeah, I did make a point, didn't I, of saying, I don't want to talk to you. I'll talk to you. Because the other guy, very calm.
Yeah.
And within a second, I was back up there.
Yeah.
But proving my point.
Yeah.
Childish maybe, but...
Okay.
Like I say,
so are we at a point where you both understand what's happening? I think it's probably got a bit heated in the moment for maybe no reason, and the fact that, I mean, I know you're saying it looks public, but the fact that there is gates, I know they were open, but there is gates and there is security that are stating it's private property.
Right there as you came in.
Probably is private property, and I know that you're still wanting to come in, but at the end of the day, his role is to say no, and your role is to want to come in. So you're both just contrasting.
My role is to test if anywhere it looks publicly accessible, like here, right?
Yeah.
To test whether we can walk in, and I guarantee now moving forward, those little gates probably will be shut, or you might put a little sign up.
Yeah.
Just to cover yourself.
The fact is that now you understand it is private. You can't come in here and film if you want to.
I left, didn't I? I was out there for the majority of the time, was I not? Flying the drone.
Yeah.
And the main point of
the officer finally steps in to cool the whole situation down, carefully and patiently walking both men through exactly what happened and why it escalated the way it did in the first place. The security guard uses this window to clarify his position on the property and explain his role that day in far more detail than before, while the auditor still holds firm on his open gates argument, flatly refusing to concede that he did anything wrong by entering the property in the first place. Slowly, a fragile truce starts to take shape between all three of them, but neither side is fully willing to back off their version of events just yet, keeping the overall atmosphere cautious, guarded, and unresolved for the moment.
Time was, can't fly the drone.
Yeah.
I can fly it, and that's kind of why I did it, to show I can.
Yeah.
Secondly, it is a beautiful building.
Yeah.
I wanted to get that footage.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, I haven't even seen it myself, but I'm sure it is.
Can have a look.
Are you happy for me to just take both your details, just because obviously that something's happened, so I've got to record it somewhere. If I could just take both your date of birth and your first name.
I can't do that. He obviously can. I'll walk away if he wants to do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to do it behind?
Not really, no. I was hoping you'd come over to me and say, "Oh, he's got my first name, Daniel."
Daniel.
Yeah, he's got my first name.
Date of birth?
No. No. Don't give details. Don't give details.
Okay.
If there's no offence.
Mobile number. Just because essentially,
go on.
I'm just trying to make sure that when I get back, I've not missed anything.
Yeah, you haven't. You've been very thorough.
And ask that if there is something between you when you've had this little disagreement. I just want to make sure that I've got, just so I can call you and just confirm, did he say this, did you do this, did you...
What, to go on a date or...?
No. Mobile number?
Then I can't, you know.
You don't want to give it?
If it's for a date, I'll give you a number.
Right.
With the drone and filming issue now fully wrapped up and put to rest, the officer shifts gears entirely and moves straight into paperwork mode, asking for personal details in order to properly log the incident on official record before closing things out. The auditor hesitates almost immediately, visibly uncomfortable with the direction of the request, but eventually agrees to hand over just his first name, Daniel, while making it crystal clear there are hard limits to what he's willing to share with police officers on this particular day. The overall energy of the exchange noticeably shifts from open confrontation into something far more cautious, guarded, and deliberate as the conversation continues.
Playing you up. I can't give you details because there's no offence. And even though he just wants to get me in trouble, like, nothing happened. It was just a case of
as long as you
words between each other. Yes.
This is private, and essentially if a security guard is saying it's... I know you did, but I'm just in future, if security guard's saying it's private, there's gates, I know they're open, but it's still, they're there.
You're an officer, right? If I was doing something, if I was in your backyard at your station, and I'm not meant to be, and you approach me the way you are now, I'd leave straight away. But if your colleague come over and was all like, the fuck are you doing here? Get out, you think you're clever filming the yard? I'd go, ain't moving, mate. Because I'm just trying to prove that approach is a poor approach. I don't feel his approach was good, so I was a bit stubborn back.
Okay.
It's not a crime.
Yeah, I know, I understand. But I'm just saying, in future, obviously I know this is your job, you go to places like this, but essentially if there is gates and it is private and they're saying it's private, just leave.
I've normally got my drone in my bag.
It's easier. Yeah.
That's what the drone's for, is to go in where I can't go.
Yeah.
The reason I came in here, because I looked around and thought, do you know what? There's no sign.
Yeah.
It's fair game.
I understand. No, there is no. But when he has said that, then just okay.
I have left. I have left.
The auditor flatly refuses to hand over his date of birth, no matter how the officer tries to frame, soften, or reword the request during this exchange. He compares the entire situation to someone showing up completely uninvited inside a police station's own private backyard, questioning aloud whether officers would ever tolerate the exact same treatment they're currently dishing out to him without hesitation. He warns the officer directly that pushing this hard for personal details only ends up proving his original point about poor conduct from security in the very first place. It's a sharp, calculated, and confident exchange that completely reframes the entire power dynamic and raises a serious question about who's actually in the wrong here.
I know. I'm just saying in future.
Just saying in future.
Carry on doing exactly what he did. I think that's just
I have to abide by the law because it's not the first time the police have been called doing videos.
Yeah.
And I have to be seen to be in the right and not in the right, but like not wrong legally. Otherwise, I'll get arrested all the time. You know?
Yeah.
So when told to leave, I leave.
Yeah, exactly. That's the right thing to do.
That's it.
Just de-escalate the situation, remove yourself.
But I could hear you saying to him that basically my point that there's no signage and it could look like it's possibly open.
Exactly.
I appreciate that because you're not biased. You're taking both people's point of view, which is not all the police do that.
No.
I'm sure you know. So it's good to hear.
No worries. I'm just going to take his details. Are you sure you don't want to give me your surname and
unless it's for a date? No.
Surname and date of birth?
Can't. Because if I give you that, if I give you that, you're going to then run it through.
No, I'm just going to put it on the form. Go on, surname.
No, you won't run it through now. You'll do it later.
Surname.
Oh, you're good. You're trying to get it, but I can't.
No. Mobile number? Date of birth?
If you weren't in uniform, I'll give it you.
No. All right. No worries.
The situation finally starts to wind down as the officer finishes off the paperwork without ever managing to get that date of birth from the auditor despite repeated attempts. Handshakes are exchanged between all parties involved. Both sides insist there's no hard feelings between them, and the confrontation appears to close out on a relatively calm and civil note by the very end. But underneath the surface, the tension built up from everything that just unfolded never fully disappears, leaving the entire encounter feeling unresolved in more ways than one. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one.